All right, we're back with the Due Process League podcast.
Why do I still have
Hi.
moderator? I'm not staff anymore.
This is already off to an awful start.
I am
Drop
Mr.Doughnut, the orchestrator of the absolute worst thing to ever come into existence in this community. I have Zombie with me. How you doing, Zombie?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. And two people below us, both have been on, I think, before. I know one of them
fake
has.
news.
No, we've talked about this.
we talked
We
yeah,
literally
we
had a
talked
10-minute
about this 3
discussion
minutes
about
ago.
this.
Listen, dude,
Yeah.
stupid.
But we have two very, very special guests, both in quotation marks and not
thanks.
quotation marks. And
What?
Render, how you doing, Render?
I'm vibing.
And we have Doodler. How you
Okay.
doing, Doodler?
Pretty good, man. Thanks.
Yes. And so today we're going to attempt to go over a few topics and then devolve into chaos as we go into the state of due process right now, the winter update, and the upcoming major. And then after all that, we are going to, I guess, serenade you with really whatever we have cooked up. So let's get it started. Doodler, Render, how you two doing this fine evening?
You already asked that.
I didn't ask it,
I
no, he
literally already asked that.
You
Doughnut's all over the place, man. He's over here. He's like, we're gonna serenade you with our cooking. He's going from like music to food analogies. Doughnut hasn't done this in a while. I can
This is
tell.
a real meeting of
on him.
minds here we got going.
Yeah.
I was so like autopilot during the Akazo Roach one. I've been autopilot the past 2 casts. I don't think
Just,
it's
he dissociates.
exactly.
Yeah, you just
No, Doughnut
dips out.
Doughnut needs me here to introduce the like right amount of crazy to where he has to pay attention to what I'm saying.
Exactly. No,
Oh my
100%.
God.
Because if not, then it's like I'm just gonna be like, yes, the tub is bad.
He's got to have a finger on the kill button the whole time.
Honestly. Because if I don't, like, if Zombie isn't here, everyone's just gonna make some basic due process, like, takes, and I can be like, all right, yep, that's great, you know.
Well, real
And
quick,
no
I
shade
just wanna
to no shade
say-
to any of the other people who've shown up. They're great. I
I gotta
them.
hand a timeout to Reptart Bad DP Gamer because we're not nice to Donut on this channel anymore. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if you know that, but
yeah, we're not nice to Donut anymore. Timed out for 60 seconds. Don't do it again.
Wait, why
Every
did my
message by
messages
him.
get deleted?
Because I
you're
timed
talking
you
about
out.
too.
Wait, can I remove Zombie's moderator?
This
I
is
can't.
tyranny.
Yeah,
We need
what?
help. If you're listening to this,
I've
send help.
been gone for months. How did people how have you guys not fixed this? I've been gone. I left the server for like 3 weeks.
Okay, Zombie, this is actually a really good question. We can ask our Due Process League staff member, Doodler.
Hello.
How did that happen? Why is Zombie still running around? I still have access to the Twitter. I can tweet whatever I
don't
want.
want to say anything because I don't want to claim responsibility for him, and I don't want that to fall back on me. This is not Zombie is not my job. This was not
Why am
my
I not?
job description.
What are you? Are you saying that you don't like me, Doodler?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Well, I mean, we didn't have to do this here, but if you want to.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Oh.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and ban you from the Twitch chat right now.
You can't do that.
Now, listen. For the record, Zombie is my favorite ex-disgruntled DPL staff member. I appreciate him very much.
I didn't think I was that disgruntled. How
I
disgruntled
think
am I?
me and Zombie left on really good terms.
I'm not disgruntled.
Doodler peeking off
I'm here to
Leo.
cause chaos. Yeah, I'm. This is just anti-Doodler gang right here. This doesn't reflect on
Bro.
DPL.
Yeah, this is the Doodler
Yeah.
Hate Club now. Can we
Yeah,
change
it
the
really
stream title?
Yeah,
No.
stream title change. Doodler Hate Club.
Just presence of and presence of chaos.
Speaking of Doodler, though, Doodler had a really good stream the other day. It was actually very entertaining. I enjoyed it. It was a while ago. It wasn't the other day.
Are you
I watched
fishing? Oh, yeah. You watched? What else did you do, Zombie?
I turned it on and didn't do anything else.
Are you
Oh,
sure?
Damn.
I don't want to say that I fell asleep, but
He fell asleep. He fell
Okay.
asleep.
yeah.
He also gifted me 5 subs, so
Oh,
Hey.
can you cash those out though?
I don't actually know if the PayPal that's on my Twitch account, actually at twitch.tv/itsdoodler, I don't know if I have my
Oh
PayPal
my
set
god!
correctly
Fuck
there.
off.
Dude,
So-
I got drunk the other day and I gifted Voxel. I think it was 35 subs.
Jesus Christ.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
What else would you
Yeah.
spend your disposable income on?
Zombie's so much more giving with his money than I am. He's like, gift subs, gift games. I'm just like, yes,
Go
I'm gonna
for
spend it on
Saints.
random
This
stuff.
is very true.
Magic the Gathering and bricks.
I can't spend it on Magic the Gathering anymore. I have everything. I own it all.
Yeah. Donut literally spent so much money on his fucking stupid card game that he can't buy anything else. He like, can
No,
you
he bought
imagine
bricks.
having?
He
Look,
bought
I want you to know if you can imagine having that kind of purchasing power to where like you can buy everything in the hobby and then be done.
I'm
that's
getting
it.
there with Warhammer. I'm getting there with Warhammer.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
really?
dude. But 40K or Warhammer 40K or Age of Sigmar? Okay.
Both.
Yo, we'll talk about that because I like that
Yeah,
shit. See, this is why I chose other more expensive avenues than fucking Magic the Gathering.
Because now I'm trying to get into art, and it's impossible. And it's not just the monetary thing isn't the issue. It's finding it. You can't find anything that you want because it's impossible.
Come to New York. I'll take you to some galleries. I know people.
Sheesh.
Dude, he knows people. He knows
He
people.
knows people.
Yeah,
All right.
he's got connections. man.
No, there's this one Japanese gallery that's like 2 blocks from my house in New York that's actually really nice, and I would highly recommend it to everyone. I can't remember its name though. I've been there like 4 or 5 times and bought some photographs.
Photographs?
I'm having
What are those NFTs?
I like
Yeah.
No, I like Japanese photography a lot, but I'm having a stroke and can't remember what the name of the place.
Well,
I feel like
This is
I'm
typical.
turning into an old
Zombie,
New York person.
You should tell him. You should like sell them as NFTs.
I swear to God, if we talk about NFTs on this podcast, I'm going to leave.
yo, guys, but like, what's
Yo,
your favorite
honestly-
crypto?
Doodler NFT?
Doodler?
Yeah, Doodler NFT.
what do you think your profile
when
picture
do we
is?
get the Doodler Jufro NFT? That's what I'll buy that.
Soon TM.
Soon,
Uh,
TM. Yo, who do we?
Doodler.
Where's Marbles when we need him to talk about NFT?
True.
So I follow
Yeah,
him on
could we get
Twitter.
an
I
expert?
follow him on Twitter, and I used to follow him on Twitter until he started tweeting 20 NFT things a day, and so my Twitter feed was just Marbles as we tweeted this random new NFT, and I'm sick and tired of seeing them.
God.
Yeah, like, yo, I got this new NFT. Please don't right click it. Oh my god. Fucking.
Don't save image as, please.
I don't
God.
understand that. Like that's the biggest like fucking. That's the thing that doesn't make sense to me about like these NFTs where it's like, I own it, but you can't right click it because that offends me, even though I still own it. It's like, well, if the whole like, blockchain thing was real to you, you wouldn't care that I screenshotted it because that doesn't mean I own it. It's like someone taking a picture of my car and saying it's my car. No, that just makes you a dick. Like I don't get the anger around screenshotting NFTs. It makes no sense to me.
I think we need to tone down the intellectualism here. This is getting too deep for me.
Dude, but Donut.
Yo, look.
Speaking of Twitter, Donut, your
So-
tweet about your first 6 hours of Tarkov, I felt that on a very
Oh my god.
very personal level.
Okay, if we want to get into Tarkov, we can get into Tarkov. I
Yo,
buy
Tarkov.
Tarkov because Stellarik for the past year. If people don't know Stellarik, he used to be on staff. He carried the staff interest.
The
to season
Stellarik
2.
fandom is dying.
Stellarik fandom.
Yes,
But
Stellarik
he
fandom
was
has
messaging me
died.
for a year about hey, you should get Tarkov. You should get Tarkov. We should talk about Tarkov. And I'm like, all right. And I put it off. And then I finally got it. I found the base version. After I play until 8 a.m. the first day, I then buy the EOD edition right after.
Oh my god.
And I have
I
played,
got-
in the first 10 days I've owned the game, I've played like 70 hours.
Oh my god.
Do you need help?
No.
Yo, I'm telling you,
that's
if
an
you think
appropriate
I'm
amount of time.
unhinged, if you guys think I'm unhinged, you need to seriously
do.
take a look at Donut's purchasing habits. Like it's absurd even to me. The shit that this
doesn't
man
surprise
does.
me, actually.
Donut's just like, why would you give your money to people? I went out and bought 40 different things of cardboard today. That's what you should do with your life.
So, story is, I don't know if you know this story, but we almost got audited by the IRS because
I'm sorry?
What?
we spent so much money on landscaping and development, which is completely different than my regular purchases, which is a bunch of nerd stuff. That we
Magic Gathering.
we got a letter from multiple banks saying, "Is this you? We need to report this to the IRS. Are you sure you're not laundering money?" And I'm
Oh yeah,
"Are you?"
but landscaping is one of those things where it's definitely money laundering because
It wasn't.
that makes
It wasn't.
sense. Well, I know it wasn't, but it's also knowing you, I know that you have the taste of a middle-aged white woman, so it makes sense.
Okay.
But
getting your mulch like redone is not the taste. Okay, I need fresh mulch in my stuff in my garden. Okay.
What is this podcast about again? We had topics, man.
Due
Where are
process.
those?
All right, let's get
You
to
have
due
topics?
process.
Let's just
But the first
blow,
topic that we're
20
going to
minutes.
talk about is the biggest thing, the biggest update that's happened recently, and that is the winter update. So, the winter update came out, I think it was the beginning of, was it December 20th? Somewhere around that?
I thought
Yeah,
it was
like
before
that.
that. No, wasn't the winter update like because they released the battle pass. I saw it on like the 15th
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because
so
I
they probably
remember I
released it.
downloaded it. I downloaded the update. I logged in once, and I decided that the battle pass wasn't worth it, and I logged out of due process.
It was like on the 12th, I'm pretty sure. But so the winter update came out. Cosmetics, in my opinion, they look really good. We finally have attacker cosmetics. The snow is back. But Render,
Crom.
Doodler, you guys play the game. I've played
Allegedly.
the game.
Sometimes.
Zombie doesn't play the game. What are you
I
guys'
haven't
thoughts
played
on
the
it?
game in 2 months.
Oh, that's fair.
Render, Doodler, what are your thoughts on the winter update? The maps, the snow.
I liked the crunch. I was very
Uh,
happy about the
I-
return of crunch.
I would have been
Will
happier.
you
if
shut
they
the fuck up?
You asked me a question.
I like the crunch.
I
like
would've
the-
been,
Your
that's-
opinion
that's-
automatically doesn't matter.
I would have liked it more if it didn't make my game run at 30 FPS when I had Moss
What
running.
PC do you have?
Okay, well that's just a Moss
I have a
issue.
That's just a
I
Moss
have
issue.
I have a
That is literally a Moss
3060, bro.
Yeah, that's classic Moss moment right there.
Oh my god. No, but like in all
Doodler,
seriousness,
real quick.
Okay.
Doodler, real quick. Do you remember Paxer from OPM?
I do.
He says hi.
Hi Paxer. How's it going, brother? Where is this happening? I don't understand.
What an
no, we're good.
artificial brother.
All right, there we go.
Wait,
Oh, we're good.
was this in
Continue.
Twitch chat? I don't.
No, this
Okay.
is DMs. Keep going.
Okay.
Say what you're gonna say.
All right. No, I was just gonna say that it's actually kind of nice to have snow maps again because I believe I started playing the game like for real back when the last year's like snowy maps were out, and so it was like a return to form for Doodler. Still play like shit, but it's like nice
No,
to
that
see it again.
that
You know?
makes sense because I remember it was after the winter break where I was like, "What the fuck is a Frisky Fraggers?" That's I remember that.
I remember I saw
Dang.
your team, and this is when teams were being created and dying like
Instantly.
wildfire. Instantly,
By
they would
the
be
week,
created, and in
yeah.
a week they would die. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's really cool that you guys are gonna. Yeah, I totally support you guys. And this is when I was very much. I still had that facade of, I care a lot about everyone here. And
Okay.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Some people.
By the way, everyone, I want you to know, Donut doesn't care about you anymore.
No, I didn't.
Sorry.
No, he's told me as
Listen.
much. It's okay.
This is like you're finding out you're adopted moment. You guys
Ooh.
gotta write it out, guys. It gets better.
Okay. All right.
Does
That's
it?
great. Thank you.
And so you guys came in, and then you guys were a team for the first
We were a
half
team.
year, and then you started kind of showing up. You got some pretty good players. You started actually playing really well, and then once Rival Season 3 came around, you guys were a really fun team to watch. And so I think the ascent that y'all had was very nice to see.
Still one of
Honestly,
my favorite Discord quotes. I forget who said it, but if someone knows who this can be attributed to, please tell me. But someone said that Frisky Fraggers is just Sanctus Palmas Granada, but horny. And I love that so much.
that's honestly accurate.
I can confirm that. I can
Hold on, I'm
confirm
gonna
that.
find
Yeah.
the screenshot.
Yeah,
I need to know who to
honestly,
attribute this to.
As
Dude, I
ex-SPG,
remember-
I can confirm.
it's
Okay.
true though. Honestly, as someone who hung out with SPG a lot, that is very true. But like
SPG.
the
were
one
great.
thing I remember from Frisky Fraggers is I remember the first time I ever cared about that team is when you were like, I want to start an academy team still as a rivals team, and I was like, why the
I
fuck
remember
would
this.
you do that?
Oh my god!
Yeah, I remember
Academy
that.
team.
Bro.
No, well,
Bro,
it didn't
Frisky
work
Cat.
because we couldn't have two teams under the same org in the same division. So
Yeah,
it
under
just
the
wouldn't have
same
been able to
name,
compete.
not under the
Was
same
it
org.
like
Yeah,
Frisky
yeah, yeah.
University?
Well,
Wasn't it called
Yeah.
Frisky
No,
University?
yeah, it
and
was-
you got
it was Frisky
comms to
University.
run it.
Yeah,
so
comms, killer of
naturally
teams.
that lasted for about a week and a half.
Not even.
Dude,
I don't think.
I just remember all the memes I would see between like upper league players at the time. because we gave so much. We just shit on Fierce Blue the entirety of its existence, and then
Why
we're
wouldn't
like,
you?
someone's coming out with an actually decent and like fun looking academy team, who's not just an asshole, and it was like
I'll
we were
take
like
the compliment.
we couldn't grasp our concept around like why you would want to do that. We were
For
just
the
like, why
meme.
would you want that work? But it was
the
honestly,
meme.
we were
I don't
just
know. It was just like I wanted to teach people how to play the video game, and I thought it would be fun to have like a secondary group that we could either scrim against or just have to populate the league, and that did not happen.
no, it makes
And
sense.
that
It's
was
just
very,
every
very
time
sad.
I think about it, I always just hear in the back of my head like some sort of schizophrenic is like Fierce Blue moment, Fierce Blue
Fierce
moment.
Blue
We would have
moment.
destroyed Fierce Blue.
Dude, I
Frisky
gotta be
Blue would
honest.
have
For sure.
demolished Fierce Blue.
That's true. It's true.
Yeah,
But
bro.
I remember
FU
my favorite,
would have absolutely killed him.
dude. My
True.
favorite casting moment ever was casting a Fierce Blue game with a Daxi.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
Oh
god.
my
Please
god.
go over
That was the best thing ever because Fierce Blue was not playing well. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, they played.
And
You have to give
there
them,
was this,
they beat Gek. They beat Gek.
yeah, but that's Gek. So like anyway, so Fierce Blue are playing the game, and it's this factory map where they don't check this particular corner that they had already used as defense on the tank. And Adaxi literally is losing his mind. Like I've never heard so I don't know if this is like on the YouTube or something, but you should check if it is. Because you hear the descent into madness of like Adaxi realizing that his team isn't good. And it's a beautiful thing to
And he's
just
trying to
witness.
stay like
That hurts so bad.
unbiased, and he's like, I really do. I really do.
It's like I really
should have done this.
No, he's just like they need to be doing this, this, and this. And I remember ending the cast, and he was just like, "I'm going to go have a talk with them." And I was like, "Oh boy." That was peak
What
for
game
me.
was this? What game was this?
Oh, it was one of the few rivals games that we streamed. It was a Fierce Blue versus. God, I don't even remember the other team's name. Honestly, I don't remember the other team's name, but it was me and Adaxi casting it, and it was honest. I'll look it up on the YouTube real quick.
I'm looking for it, but I haven't seen it.
It may have also gotten put in the vault with the Adaxi and myself cursed cast.
Oh,
where,
so that
yeah.
that cat, I actually found a recording of the intro to that.
Oh yeah,
That was,
did you?
I found a recording
It was bad,
on
wasn't it?
the drive of the intro to that. I was like, all right, we're warming up, and you warmed up, and then the audio just cut. Because I think
Yeah.
Christian ripped the audio from the VOD because he didn't want people to hear a taxi eating ice cream the entire time.
No, because
Okay.
Adaxi was casting, and he was like, it was literally I could hear his lips smacking as he said stuff. Just like
Adaxi moment?
And then, oh god, no, that was the moment when I was like, I don't think Adaxi should be a caster anymore. I was just because I was like, who in their right mind in the middle of a game is like, I'm gonna eat ice cream and I'm gonna mute my mic while I eat it. But it's like in my head I could hear it like flowing through his fucking mouth with each word he said. I could smell the pistachio. Like the kind of person who would eat pistachio ice cream. Like I could smell it because it was so disgustingly vivid from how it was coming out. And between that and just like I had a stroke in the middle of that thing because it was a Havoc game, and I was like, "There goes Sensei," and I stopped. I just go, "There goes Sensei, the tummy time." Man, and I just straight up 10 seconds of me just like full on blank, can't remember anything.
Oh my god!
Beautiful
yeah,
thing.
As much as we actually have to give him some credit, he is somehow stuck around through all of this, and he's still playing the game. He's still in this community, so props to that.
Playing.
Does he have 3K games?
Yeah.
He has to. Yeah, he's like one of 3 people with 3K games. It's like
It's him, Control, and
Dag
who else?
Dog.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh yeah, I miss Dag Dog.
Yeah, but so you talked about Rivals, and I want to make a hard turn into the season format. You know,
I think we'll have a lot of those this podcast, but go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Doodleman, tell us what's happening now that I don't know anything.
Because so let me break it down. So people are in two camps. One of them is like, the tournament structure is bad. The other one is the season structure is bad. And so people are trying to find a middle ground. You know, people are trying to kind of, there's this talk on what should the next, I guess, season, I say in air quotes, of Due Process League should be. Doodler, what are you cooking up for us? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think I'm a little bit mixed on that debate too, because obviously I came into DPL pretty late and only really had one season of like experiencing what the old format was like. So a lot of people have different opinions on it just because they've spent more time playing like that. And of course, we went through and made a couple opens into the major for this, I guess, this round of DPL. I don't know what I'd call it, but
I think we can call it a season. I honestly think we can call this the unofficial season 4.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we call this, the off-season.
Getting into the winter major for sure. But we definitely are talking about ways that we can kind of compromise a little bit. I don't think if we change formats, and I don't want to speak to too much because we're still obviously discussing this a lot, but we wouldn't go to exactly what we had before. There were obviously some issues with the way that was formatted. And a lot of like the common complaints from especially rivals teams is like, I don't want to play the same team, 6 times in 6 weeks, and that's a valid thing to be upset about. But there was something little quirks. Yeah, thanks, Render. Thank you. No, it's not even their fault though. But there's a lot of little things that we'd have to address and kind of swap the way things are done a little bit. And I think we've kind of, our most recent sort of blueprint for the future is kind of addressing some of that. And I think we can talk more about it when it's more cemented and we have a better idea of how it would function in practice. But we're definitely trying to find a way to make sure we're always like having games going on, but we still have some like off time, but trying to find a way to keep the spirit, I would say, of Rivals kind of existing still, while kind of mitigating some of the issues that it used to have. So I'm kind of excited for where that's going to go. Obviously, can speak more to that when we have more concrete information for you. But I think there's a lot to be said about Rivals being a fun thing in the DPL. I know that a lot of people miss it, and maybe that might be in part kind of rose-tinted glasses, if you want to call it that, kind of looking back on it, being like, oh, I miss Rivals, but it did have its issues. And so if it comes back, it'll definitely have to be, reapproached a little bit.
For sure. I do wonder too, because I think like a very interesting point, I remember that I was actually talking with Doughnut about right before we left staff, was that Due Process over the course from season 2 to season 3, the age range has dramatically dropped, if that makes sense. So by the time, like, to put it in perspective, Doughnut and I are both graduate students, which is like, that makes us really fucking old compared to most of the people in the community as it stands right now. I'm like
3 years younger than you, Zombie.
Well, yeah, so I'm an old man at like 24.
Oh,
like, dude, I'm older. I am old. I was the oldest member of staff for a while. Like, that was creepy to me.
Pine has a kid. Pine has 2 kids.
The old man of DPL.
Yeah. No, we don't talk. I don't. Pion's like the old sage in the woods. You know what I mean? Like he's separate from staff. Like I don't consider him staff. He's like the voice of reason. But like that's like a really weird thing. So like, and also like, I just remember like season 2 specifically, like there were a lot more, for lack of a better term, I think college age people. From what I remember, I think of specifically people who still play the game that come to mind, like people with jobs like Daya, Stars, both immediately come to mind as they're kind of, in my age range, professional lives. And I remember, I think, and I mentioned this to Doughnut, is I wonder how much that COVID allowed us to engage in DPL in the way that we did, because we had a lot more time to do stuff like that in terms of, quote, being adults, right? And now that DPL has shifted to a frankly, more high school oriented age demographic, I think you have a lot of a different outlook on how you spend your weekend versus, some old fuck like me who's like, I attend job interviews every week, and I'm an intern, and I'm writing papers, and I'm submitting things to be published, and I'm doing all these other random shit, right? Where I'm like, sometimes I would like to sleep.
Yeah.
So like for me, a move away from a like 8-week season format was a big relief, particularly when we were trying to stream every game. And I think one of my favorite things Akazo has done is talk about like not every game has to be streamed, which I think is a radical like philosophical difference from where we were on staff, where it was like games have to be streamed, and I think that idea of a younger age demographic kind of seeps into our production and everything too, because everyone wants to play the game. Not everyone wants to run the stream or cast or do all this other stuff too.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for what you guys are going to come up with, because I know I recommended Akazo for staff because I think between particularly Akazo and you, Doodler, I'm very confident in what you guys can accomplish in terms of bringing fresh ideas to the table and
you have
being
brought fresh
passionate about
ideas.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Akazo has been on the bits basically since he got on with doing a whole bunch of stuff, and honestly, I think with the right attitude, we can definitely take what we had before and I guess just make it better. You know what I mean? Like talking about doing shorter leagues with different, like shorter periods between. What did we call it? Like the promotion to upper leagues, just promotional periods, I guess.
Or
just
whatever.
like just shortening the time it takes for a team to enter versus be promoted into the upper leagues. Just because, like, especially with a lot of those rivals teams that you were talking about before, where it's like you start and then you lose and then you disband, because you spend like a 3 to 4 month season playing through all these teams, and you get to the very end and it's like, oh, better luck next time, and you go through all that time. So definitely shortening the time in which these things happen, just to, I don't know. I think there's a lot that we can do to kind of make rivals a lot more fun and competitive. I'll make it a little bit more wacky, but not enough to where there's quirks that kind of break the system. And we've discussed ways that we can make it a little more fun with promotionals and stuff like that. So definitely excited to see what we can do.
I'm very excited to see it.
Expand on like the previous what Zombie was talking about of like this season 2, which was when I think season 2 was when I was most involved, like wholeheartedly, and I can say that like COVID also was a big part, that people just had being able to like spend their entire weekends on Due Process League, was very big. And so we had the same cast as we had the fact that we just had Simber and Rezi and all the other people that I'm sadly forgetting, as to prod. And as much as there is now this new philosophy, we don't have to stream every game, and it took a bit for me to actually warm up to that. We do like I was the, and I still a slight bit of that. We do have to stream every game. We're a content machine first, but then I kind of sort of to realize that the people who are streaming aren't getting paid. The people are doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. And really just the fact that sometimes like we just need breaks. Season 2 and season 3 were so tiring for all the production and casters and staff, because it's just the fact that for 8 weeks, for like not even 8, for 12 to 14 weeks, you didn't have weekends if you were production or referees or anything. And so there is now this shift of like, I also will say that she has brought in a lot of casters.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. We've onboarded so much new talent.
And I, as much as I give Chi some crap for Siege and other esports, he has done a lot of good things of bringing in new casters. And even though that these casters do need some warm up time to the game, they are still very talented people. We've already seen it. Mellow Man, Echo is so much fun to listen to as a caster, and just other people that I'm of course forgetting, because back in the day it was like, all right, we have Reviv. It was players. We had players that were when like oh, you're not playing the game, all right, you're casting now, And so,
And that was a hard thing too, because also it's like for me when I ran casting, it was very much like it was always, and not that this is a bad thing, but it's hard to get players who want to cast who are good at both. Or it's hard to, especially like I know people give me, they talk about having the kids cast and all that, but it's like there was points where like I literally had no one else to cast because no one else was telling me they could
no one was
cast.
just filling out the doodle. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, which is fine, and I get that, but it's like we have to realize that these are, energy is an expendable thing, and there's just like a point where we experience that where it's like I can't put myself into this anymore because I think the linchpin was for me was the last major I did where I ran that entire day by myself. I have never I wanted to put a bullet through my fucking brain at that moment. That was so tiring, even without a stream, So it's like I think bringing like Kazo having that, a siege background in that is amazing to be able to tap into that resource, and I think brings a lot of life to the league, which is awesome to see. Versus like when what I was handed was essentially like a lot of us had started casting with due process, and by the time I had left, the excitement wasn't there, if you will.
Right.
Or like I remember. It's also one of those things where it's like casting is not as easy as it looks, as stupid as it sounds to just like talk about shit.
It is. It's pretty tough.
I had a few people sitting there and they were like, "Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore," or like, "Yeah, I don't want to cast. That's not my vibe. I don't like how it feels," So it's fantastic to see that we're finally getting people who are like, "No, I like casting. I like doing this. This is what I enjoy doing." And like Donut said, just warming them up to the game now and getting them familiar with metas and team histories and all of that, I think will just really add a lot of depth to the streams when they do happen.
Yeah, no.
I think everyone's excited. Well, like because yes, there are some people who are more like, I don't like the game in this state. The DPL is bad in this state, but they make all this noise that everyone because they care, because they really do enjoy the game, the community, and so when the game's good and when the community is in a good state, when DPL is in a good state, it's some of the most fun you can ever have. It's like season 2 was like the game was in a really well put like in terms of networking, not really, but in terms of
we enjoyed the
game, we enjoyed the jank, the community was like amazing. Season 2 qualifiers are still my favorite moment in this game ever. Like not even close. Like
okay, now we just sound like old men.
Yeah,
like,
we do. Really. After day one,
they're just sitting here confused.
After day one,
you old
we're
just
like,
back in my day.
Y'all remember Hypa and Sanctus Alma Granada? I remember and Fluff. I remember when Major was
Banditos.
When Major was Banditos and Nemesis was Major, and I remember when there was all those other teams. Yeah, man.
My God. No, but
I remember when Gnomes was in Rivals and they belonged there.
Oh man. No, but back when, things were, back in like what my golden age for DPL was, like Render, back when we were, doing Frisky, like that was like the most fun that I've had playing a video game ever was doing that rival season and having that come up, getting to the promotionals, like that was just, even from like just a player's perspective, it was so fun to be able to do that and like make a team and just see it do stuff and have all of these people watching the streams and stuff like that. I look on that very, very fondly. It was a fantastic freaking time. So I do share the nostalgia with you guys a little bit, just a different time period.
Yeah. Man, I remember when Donut had to sit down and write down a kill every fucking game for a stat.
Do you remember when you onboarded me for stats?
Yeah, and then you left, like,
the
next day? Okay, so I'm going to get my soapbox for a little bit, So I joined in this community, and I want to start telling you the story of like of how I got in, because I can, and I will.
Awesome.
So there is this... I joined due process back in Prototype. A lot of people like that's actually pretty old. I joined the alpha and Prototype. I play for like 20, 30 games and I leave come
Same.
around, I think it was the second alpha introduction before beta came around. I joined back to process of playing, and when I got to around 70, 80 games, maybe close to 100, I saw DPL. I got interested. I joined in. I was like, this is great. I looked around, and I was like, this is a competitive league. Why isn't there an HLTV for it? And this is when I was still doing my my undergrad, and this is when I was still in my phone, like, there needs to be numbers for everything type brain.
Yeah.
So,
Before he got disillusioned and became a fucking old math professor who's like, I hate math. I put letters on everything.
and so I was like, okay, I can do this. And so I had the first stat sheet that I created. Well, I first like, is anyone doing this? And people were like, no, why would you do this? And I was like, okay. And so there's season 1 VODs, and so I started just in Google Sheets creating these stat sheets, like these very basic, just kills, deaths, I think what weapon they took, and like time alive. And I onboarded like Oscar the Coward and Geo, and Geo left, but me and Oscar like burned through season 1, and then we became helpers, and that we were like, all right, and I wanted to expand this. I was so excited, and I learned how to take stats live, how to like watch a game, I knew what gun they had, what like utility they were taking. I learned how to subtract the time just by looking at it when people died, so I got time alive. And huge shout out to Cad Monkey. He was a wizard over in Boston, like absolutely carrying me through creating these ginormous sheet databases.
I remember seeing those. That is not a simple task you had. That I could not fathom having to do that as much.
Well, no, between that and sitting down and watching VODs of every single game, getting every by hand, counting each kill.
Yeah, that's a full-time job, bro.
Yeah. And so I don't think people realize, like, oh, you have 1,000 games, you never played and all that. Like, oh, you only have 1,000 games, you've been in this community forever, what are you doing? But I would say I would have 2,000 games if I spent my time taking stats and playing due process. I have seen every season 2 VOD. I have seen every season 1 VOD. I have seen almost all of season 3 VODs. And then I think I watched 60% of the tournament season. And I think I stopped actually taking these hand-in stats because of Index. Index created his website, and for the first I will be completely honest, for the first few weeks I was like, he's taking my job, fuck him, he's taking my apprentice media, I don't have anything. And then I realized Index is a great guy, he's smarter than me at coding, because I didn't know how to code fully yet, and he also was just a big brain genius who was able to go into GEC and work on the player log system for the game himself. And so I will say, though, the data that I wanted collected was way too ambitious. I wanted to collect entry points, if that was successful or not, if they used a charge. I wanted to have a database of every single map in the game.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
that's
real schizo.
I did that for an entire year. And so, as I went as part of the staff, I slowly kind of continued to do that. And there was a lot of things that I wanted to do that I didn't really do because other stuff just came up. And I kind of just became in staff just this all right, let's try and not do something dumb. Yeah, I just hope to be this voice of reason. And then I slowly became the rules guy for a small bit. And then I slowly became I just became this person that would show up to meetings and would. I think I would show up to meetings, and I just had infinite time. Because I was like, I can ref that game, I can cast the game. And so I was the guy who had no infinite time. Because I was just sitting around doing nothing because I didn't have class going on at that time or a job.
Yeah.
So
I remember when I would do due process scrims in the middle of my classes on Zoom.
Yeah,
that was a good time.
Yes.
I did
what a
cast
first time
in the middle of a meeting that would decide if we made it to the next stage of funding. I cast the game, and so. Oh my gosh, how they did not notice was amazing.
And I remember, I like Donut telling that story because it's I joined this to make a change, and I'm over here I just want to shit on everybody. I want to talk shit. I want to be an autistic asshole.
Be
in
the
public.
unhinged zombie that we know you to be.
Yeah.
Hey,
man,
yo,
just
tell
cut
me you
loose.
don't enjoy it. Tell me you don't enjoy it.
It's fun. It's a good time. It's a vibe.
And now we have Mr. Doodleman, who's like Donut and my child in doing the thing now.
Okay.
So it works.
Hey, bro, chill.
Okay, easy. Is there somebody you should tell us?
Yo, look, I'm
Yeah, he
just
cheated
letting
on
you
you.
know. You got Donut's hair, not mine. I don't have no.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Yeah. Yes. That's the mood.
So, you know,
This
Yeah,
is a
no,
real
no,
intellectual hour
this-
here.
Yo, I want to know what the state of the game is because I haven't turned. Like, how does the game feel to play? Like, explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old because I don't know anymore.
That's how I would
Has
have.
the game-
Anyways,
has the
but-
game? Yeah, shut the fuck up. So anyway,
Damn, bro, chill.
This is just zombie and Doodler flame each other, Cass.
God.
yo,
I'm
honestly,
sitting over in the corner.
yeah,
Yeah,
yo,
Render's just
love
sitting
my
here
Doodle
trying to
Man.
survive.
No, what we're doing right now is we're recreating that like family holiday moment where like
Oh,
you have
100%.
two relatives who fucking hate each other and they're just being really passive aggressive, and you're just sitting there like, don't say anything, don't mention politics, don't do this, don't do anything. So
God, y'all.
Render,
Yeah, we can talk about the state of the game though.
yeah, I want to hear this from Render because Render plays on a good team, Doodler. I don't know if you know that, so he's better than you.
Oh,
Whoa!
yeah,
Hey,
you
yo,
first of all, like,
At least
play
at me
is a
next time.
strong word.
No, so
Uh,
I want to know from the actual due process player.
You're a Nakudama. I want to hear it. You played with Midship before.
Yo.
Shut up.
Yeah,
I actually did.
yeah. Cope more, dum dum. So anyway,
All right, go on, fucker. I'll just stay silent over here in the corner.
sorry, Doodler.
hey, you
So,
get to do what I did, Doodler, where I just sat in the corner quiet for
Yeah,
20 minutes.
feel it now.
That's valid.
I'm going to insert myself into this conversation. So, Render,
You know, get
how's the
some
game
water while
feel?
you
What's
chat
up?
about this.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Go. I won't even notice you're gone.
all right. What's up? What's up, zombie?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Vibing, chilling.
Yeah.
I still got the
So,
soundboard prepped for a good moment.
Oh, good. So you can tell us how the game is with funny sounds.
He's searching for the certain sound.
Yeah. So the soundboard was actually not prepped.
It was not prepped. I forgot to hit the num lock, which which keeps me from just mashing my numpad.
Big oopsie. So
What I think of the game in its current state.
yeah, talk some shit. Speak your mind. What's
Yeah,
your
but, like,
truth?
What's my truth? My truth
Yeah.
is that shit. I don't know. I mean, I just play the game. I play the game. I play the game, and I don't really like analyze it and go, God, this is terrible. Like, I'll look at maps. I mean, to be fair, sometimes the maps are a little fucking out there. I'm not gonna lie, but like,
They can be a little eccentric.
they
A little.
That's a nice word for it.
Yeah, eccentric is what you call that like one like relative who like in the 1800s would have been lobotomized. They're eccentric.
True. Very great. Thank you. It's more of a comment than anything, but
So maps.
So, no,
Some maps are very eccentric. Fuck.
Uh-huh.
And you got me saying it now, you fucking asshole. I don't know. I mean, it's just like I show up, I play the game, and I leave. I don't really analyze anything.
But
the tub is
that's a big
fine.
question.
The tub is fine. I don't know why Merchant is bitching about it constantly, but also the Legros
Merchant
has
can't use
the
it,
Legros serve as a purpose. It doesn't need to be removed from the game.
oh my god, the amount of people
wait,
saying
wait,
remove
people-
the Legros. People are saying
people
remove the
wanna remove
Legros.
the Legros?
constantly.
Merchant straight up made a weapon feedback like suggestion that was just like remove the Legros from the game.
I was
and
here
It wasn't
Yeah,
just
more-
Merchant. It was there were so many like people who think that. Surprisingly,
Yeah, I'm like, why?
Wait. Remove it. Why? Because it's bad or because it's good?
because
Because
they say
it
it doesn't
has
have a purpose. They
it
say
doesn't
it doesn't have a purpose.
Yo, but
which is
look,
just
anytime-
genuinely fake news.
anytime Merchant says anything, I just immediately assume it's a bad take.
Honestly, like, yeah, I'm here for it.
Like,
But,
Merchant
yeah.
has the one
God.
good take Merchant has is like parkour should be allowed, which I 100%
No, I'm down for that.
understand.
I'm down for that.
No, I think it should be allowed, but I still stand by what I said, where it's like I just feel like the map makers are bad and they don't understand everything about the maps that they're creating. Because like there are certain things on Bank where you're like, obviously someone didn't think that through. Because
Yeah.
I have the mentality of an 8-year-old, and I can see I could do that, but I also have monkey brain.
Yes,
Map maker
no,
don't have monkey brain.
If there's a parkour spot and it's allowed, it should be clearly telegraphed through the map design that it is possible. I do not want to be dying out of manager windows on Bank when I'm just trying to get to the fucking green door.
Maybe
Yeah.
pay attention then. This is
I
my.
will say-
Yo, don't tell me, dude. I remember the first time I saw that, I was so fucking perplexed. Honestly, the only thing I get from the map sometimes is I'm like, oh, so this is what they talk about when they say procedurally assisted, because this looks like shit, and no one in their right mind would come up with this if they're trying to create something like not horrendous.
Spots like Chrome spots on Killdome where he's just like hopping on rocks and stuff. That's okay because like you can clearly see that's part of the map geometry, and you understand that that's a piece of the level design.
Yes.
But I don't want to die from an angle I don't know exists.
Well,
Yeah,
then,
the
listen.
pixel peak through a thing I have to jump on 14 other objects to get to correctly.
that sounds like a fucking personal problem.
It sounds like
No,
a personal problem
it is a
and a
personal-
skill issue and a cope
Dude,
moment.
I'm
Yeah,
playing
cope. Big cope.
FPS. I don't want to play Super Mario Brothers with guns. If I wanted to do that, I'd go be playing a different game.
This isn't Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, Mirror's Edge is a
Mirror's Edge, top tier.
yeah.
Anyways,
Can we talk
okay.
about Mirror's Edge?
I will say this, that Resi has a lot of interesting takes about the game,
Love
and
Resi.
they're
What an absolute
they're founded in some very correct mindset, and one of them is Vince on Bank. He has been on a crusade to get Vince removed from that, from Bank, because he's like, it's not fair to the attackers. They're very thumpy. They make no sense. Blah 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 blah. And I didn't really agree with him. In fact, I lambasted him about it for the longest time until I was in a vents. Someone threw a molly inside the vents, and I couldn't escape fast enough.
Yeah,
and I was like,
it's called what's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, be better.
Yeah, skillish.
That is
No, but
two words.
here's the thing. Resi is that kid in math class who does everything right, but still gets the wrong answer.
That's awesome.
When he explains his idea, you're like, okay, yeah. Why the fuck is that your answer?
oh my god!
It's like, okay, so you added 2 plus 2. Yeah, you drew your little fucking ice cream cones because it's America and we're fat. So you have your 4 ice cream cones, and you counted those ice cream cones, and then you said, yeah, that's 5. Fucking.
Well, I kind of get that vent sentiment. There's a lot of weird vent tech. Are there still any tiles where you can jump up as a defender into the vents and just kind of hang out?
I think there's
favorite thing
there
ever.
has to be one. Out
No,
there.
I haven't. I
Because
haven't
I
seen
love
it.
that so much.
You haven't? Okay.
I fucking loved playing I like the vent as a defender because it makes me feel it reminds me of Die Hard. Yeah, very sussy.
Reminds you of Among Us?
Shut up.
Yeah, honestly.
Sorry, keep talking. Sorry.
Fuck you.
I think Render doesn't like you being such a sussy baka, so we gotta watch out for that.
Oh, fuck off. Honestly.
He created
Honestly.
Another sentiment is that so one of the weird things that I've been seeing a lot is that the white cosmetics that were released can blend in too much with the white backgrounds.
I have not seen that.
And what do you mean you haven't seen that?
In broadcasting, the answer is always yes, Render.
Wait, no. But here's the thing, though. Are you saying I haven't seen that as in yeah, you agree that you can't see the cosmetics against the things, or
I
just haven't seen?
I haven't seen a white cosmetic completely break a fucking ankle.
No, and because there isn't that.
That's unfortunate for that
Yeah,
fella.
there isn't
Are you
that in the game, but there
Is-
is that sentiment that some people have because they decide to play in 4x3 with like some random
Doodler.
shader that they have open. Yeah, exactly, there's
Hey.
some like random shader that they have over the game so they can see in night vision,
Yeah,
like seeing the dark.
honestly,
Well,
Doodler,
I think
Doodler is
but-
like 4x3 is the superior.
4x3 is the superior
like
res.
FPS res.
Correct.
Like I get pissed that I can't play like I want to play every FPS game in 4x3 because it makes you
What?
better.
What?
I like thick play
What?
models. It's just better objectively.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. It might not be objectively technically better, but it tricks your brain into making your shots easier to hit. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's true. Like I like my player
But I
models.
still missed like half of them.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, you
I
are
like my
pretty
player
washed.
models chunky though. I want them like thick. Like I'm talking like Pixar levels of ass. You know what I mean?
Dog. Okay. Do you think that Pixar, when they're drawing these fucking
No.
people,
Oh my
no,
God.
no,
Oh my
they're like,
God.
yeah,
No.
we're gonna give this.
No.
we're gonna give this person
Cut the
absolute
podcast.
No, it's true. It's like that meme where it's just like head, spine, and ass, just like the mouse likes it. You know?
What? Wait,
God.
I have not heard that
I've
one
seen
before.
No, I have that. I will send
Are you
this to you
saying
right
this
now,
like
Randy.
this should be common knowledge?
Yeah, it's a
Apparently.
meme. Yeah. Is this that
Listen,
meme that you all have
I'm
seen?
not a
No.
connoisseur like you, I guess.
No. I guess maybe I'm just that much of a degenerate. I will find this meme.
Yes. Yep. That's correct.
Like, why do they all have dump truck asses?
Okay.
Like, that's all I want to know.
Okay.
All
This is
right.
trying to stop
So,
you from saying.
The Due Process League Major is coming up. Render, Doodler, you guys are both in it.
Okay, would you rather
This is
play in the
true.
due process major, or would you rather die by dump truck ass to
No,
the face? What would you rather do?
Okay, so can we agree to just collectively ignore him for the rest of the podcast?
Not for the rest, but like we can just let him do his thing.
I'm in hell.
Hey man, you wanted this.
Yeah, you wanted me,
True,
baby, here.
unfortunately.
You wanted
you made me
us three of us. You wanted three of us.
Someone said in chat, have you heard of Zombie? Have you heard of the person in the DPO?
Oh,
called
yeah.
Ooh,
No.
Sweet Tea?
God.
No.
No, wait, what is this? What is this?
Ooh, Sweet Tea. So there's
No.
this person.
No, don't platform
You know,
this, please.
I will platform
Is this the rule? Is this the Rule 34 guy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I was in a call with Zach about this actually. Like, it's shit. Rule 34. It's shit. It's not even good. Like, I can't. That's the thing. Is this just? It's not even good.
R/Rule 34 would like to have.
Yeah,
a
He is the
That was
arbiter
pretty
of
good.
smut now, apparently.
Yeah.
No, it's just like it's not even good. Rule 34. Like at least I applaud the creativity, but I don't
Oh my
understand why an attacker is gonna get stuck in this end. Like I
Don't
get
rope
that.
me into
But
this.
it's like, why
says
is
Zach.
he dumping on the outside? It makes no sense.
What have we done?
God, this is awful.
This is unusable. I can't.
No.
Yeah, we gotta delete this VOD.
No, this VOD is definitely usable.
No, it's a usable. I speak for the community.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Okay.
I've been down for weeks, man.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Anyways, what were we talking about before that trash?
DPL Major.
Great.
Render,
Go on.
Doodler, you guys are
What?
both in it. Doodler,
Yeah.
you decided to join Nakudama. Why would you do that
Yeah.
to yourself?
Yeah, why would you do that
Um,
to yourself?
Because he joined it with Brandwan, and then Brandwan left.
I enjoy the team.
You enjoy the
I
team?
think it's fun.
Who's on the
um,
team now?
So it is me, Surfront, Go Default, Work. We also have Verily, Shadow. Did I say Brody yet? Kamina?
No.
Well, thank you. I said it now.
So you said Surfront, and I was like, okay, that's a cool team. That's it. That's all I need to know.
Shout out to Surfront. I only have a scrim right now, but absolute lad.
So
so,
okay, I found
You
the
know
meme.
what's
I'm
great?
gonna put
I
it.
actually have a scrim in 1 minute.
oh
Do
my
you
god,
act-
are you
you
serious?
actually
Here's the
have
meme
a-
I was
what?
talking
No, we're good.
about.
We're good. No, we're good.
Jesus.
Render.
How was you
You
talking
knew-
about? We're good.
Render.
Melvin
Alright,
we're good.
raid?
So,
Melvin
what-
man raid?
Argo's late.
Melvin man
Argo's late. Argo.
Melvin
Yeah,
man?
bro. Melvin man raid? Yeah, no.
Let's go.
Argo's gonna be late, so I'm good.
Okay.
Shocker.
So,
Hey.
Did he actually go to school to once, or what?
I mean, I can ask and let you know.
Nah, I don't care that much.
Also, I don't think his school is in session right now because it is still early January.
What?
Is it? I don't know. Dude, I'm in graduate school. I don't have to go to school till the 24th of January. I'm just fine.
Classes will push back like 3 weeks, and so I have to teach virtual for 3 weeks, and I hate teaching virtual because all you see is
You're
Zoom.
Teaching?
Yeah.
Yo, can I join your class?
Yeah, can you send me a Zoom link?
Yeah,
I swear to
send
God,
me
I
a
won't
Zoom
say
link.
anything. I promise.
I will just
I
sit there quietly in the corner.
No.
Yeah.
I will.
Please.
I will never make that happen.
Please.
I will.
That'd be
quit
amazing.
Donut. You always say you love me. Like, come on. Why can't you ever just show it one time?
No.
He's a man of
Donut,
words,
you
not
say you love
action.
me. Goddamn.
Exactly.
Apparently.
He's a
Are
snake.
you cheating on me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
Okay.
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, but you were gone for a while, so like.
No, I understand. I mean, look, Mason's a cute guy. I'll take him. It's fine.
Oh my God. Zombie.
Why would you send us this?
God,
For anyone on stream that does not have this context, it is not great. But
Oh my God.
It's
Can
the
we
big
talk
one,
about the
dude.
major? Render. How's you
Yes,
been practicing about the major?
No, tell
practicing?
me, didn't know what they were
Yes.
doing when they built fucking.
We're playing.
basketball?
As I
Oh
said,
my
we have a
God.
scrim.
this is
We have
unusable.
a scrim tonight.
Okay.
And then we got another one tomorrow against Nakadama.
Yeah, that's great. Doodler, you gonna be playing with that?
Snakudama?
No, he's
I
not.
might be able to play. I don't know.
He's not.
I'll give Render the business.
I'm not playing tomorrow.
Thank God.
Yeah, I know. I'd whoop your ass. Anyway. So yeah, no, we're just playing. Playing our game, doing our thing. Vibing.
Yeah, do you have any like secret tech that you want to share?
Secret tech? Well,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be very much of a fucking secret if I told
I
you,
don't
would
know.
it?
Do you have any...
Sorry.
Secret tech. We're actually developing a special type of mod that allows you to actually aimbot. It's also, some people might call it hacks. We just call it an advantage.
It's just a feature, basically.
Yeah.
A feature enhancement. That is incredible.
Bro, Reptar out here
what
on
was
a
that?
fucking
One more time?
bend. I was reading Reptar's fucking thing in Twitch chat. Render with his cutie demon pizza delivery boy in the Zoom call.
The Comic Sans font.
Dude, I had to ask for the Comic Sans.
I mean, I really want to release
for the Comic Sans
the
font.
first
Come
15
on.
minutes before the cast because it was just like
it was a
prime cut
nightmare.
meat. It was prime cut meat right there.
It was some.
Okay, so someone talked about Twitter. Do you guys know who that like random Due Process Leaks Twitter account is?
No.
Which
one?
I don't know who that is,
which one?
but I love it. I fucking love it. I'm gonna read
them posting that Axum and Sandwich are the same person was actually really
so
funny.
Stupid.
It was hilarious.
I don't even understand half of it, but
no, between dude, I love it, that shit. Because then there's like, with the success of Gloveless Argus, Gek has decided to give us shoeless Argus so the attacker's feet can be shown in all their glory.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
that's that hurts my feelings to hear that sentence.
Dude,
I'm really angry.
I love this fucking Twitter so much.
What is this account that we're talking about?
Yo, it's at Cumfelden on Twitter. I'm not making that. It's Cumfelden, FELDON. Yeah. That's the at.
Shut up.
That is the at. You can look this up. High on Akazo, myself, and D16 follow them. And it's amazing. And I stand by this. Basically, what it is it's the due process tell-all that we didn't get from the C-Store podcast. That's all it is.
It's actually the C-Store podcast guys doing it.
Nah, it's
the
you.
Return of the King.
The return, yeah.
Yo, Jamerson, come back.
Yeah, Jamerson.
Jesus.
Jamerson and Brandwan, bring back the Toxic Duo. That was a great time.
Was
Oh
it?
my God.
Was it really?
That was the
dude.
time.
I
very much doubt
actually I enjoyed it a lot as a staff member. I really enjoyed it because it was just Dude, it was so much funny. Like the era of Snake Rev was like peak memeage.
There's just so much just like golden tier DPL shitposts that
Dude,
I just they age
God.
so well. They age,
You're a
they
shit
age
player.
like fine wine.
You're a shit captain. Blacklisted.
That's
Dude.
such a copy pasta.
Dude, Doodler, you need the soundboard set up so you can play the copy pasta you have.
Whoa.
I'm gonna just say it, guys.
God,
God, there's so many good copy pastas.
that was such a fucking. That was so great. I
It's
love
so
that.
great. I
so
like
much.
that we can kind of just like go around in circles and just dunk on each other all the time.
Just be douchebags to each
Yes,
other.
100%.
Oh,
The one thing I can take it
That's how you
away
know we're friends. That's how
from
you
all
know we're
this
friends.
is that
Is that-
assholes.
we all like each other. You know,
Yes.
when it all comes down to it, we all tolerate with each other. We all like each other.
Yeah,
in
but
some
I
way,
was
shape,
gonna say
or form.
like is a strong word. I think we all
Tolerate.
tolerate each other.
Yeah,
Yo,
I
I'm
wouldn't
gonna
get too
ride
crazy
down
with
to Detroit and get a fucking pizza with Render over the weekend. I like
Dude,
Render.
Hey, bro, don't joke about that because I'm actually down to do that.
Yeah, I would, brother.
Doodler, how is Nakudama preparing for the DPL Major?
Oh my god.
Scrimming?
Yeah. What
Yeah,
kind of
the
pizza
same
would
way
you
every
like
other
before you
team-
get fucked?
God, yeah. What's your favorite brand of
all I heard
lube so I can buy it?
I'm really concerned.
Yeah,
aren't
do
you
you like?
guys-
Are
wait,
you
aren't
like
you
a
guys
coconut
playing-
oil guy? Or like, do you like
Dude,
the
aren't you
different
guys
stuff?
playing,
I wanna
You gotta
know.
go. You gotta
GB?
go
Round
with
one?
coconut oil because it's
Probably.
like organic. It's
Yeah.
natural. You can get it at grocery stores.
Oh my
It
god.
is
I'm
not
more
awkward
of
to
an
buy it.
extra virgin olive oil kind of guy.
That's okay. I don't think you understand what we're talking about, but whatever.
I don't.
It
Actually,
really
I do.
shows.
Actually,
Alright.
no, wait.
Yeah.
I do. I just think it's better.
Anyways, what were we saying?
So,
He
Doodler, you
got the
you guys
extra
might.
virgin olive oil for the extra virgin, man. That's all.
Oh my god.
I'm in pain.
You need it. You need it. It's rather important.
You didn't have to dunk on him like that.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. On that note, I got a thing I need to get
Alright.
to. So
I think on that note, that might be it for.
I think that's
this
a good. I think that's a good end
amalgamation.
note.
It was a
But-
good
Oh,
bit.
is this is the end note now? I don't get the
I
time.
think-
It's not like the other podcast where I say something misogynistic and then we cut. like-
I mean, say something real fast and then
No,
cut it
I
immediately
just want to
after.
say I'd like to apologize for any and all groups that we have offended here
I don't.
today. I do not condone the
Yo,
actions of
Women
any
past
member of this
2016
podcast.
don't know how to cook. All they know is tweet and.
All right, thank you for doing this, and we will see
Cut
you
it,
later.
cut
We
it.
will see you later. Wow.